well, I thought better of working in the cold on my truck earlier, and I got that installed, the pulley installed. And now I have these Christmas trees to take home from the office, so I think I'm gonna throw them on the Maverick. Alright, well, we got some Christmas trees strapped up here, ready to take home and burn for a little New Year's Eve burn pile. There you go, Maverick doing the work. Worth it to bring the trees home on the Maverick. Burn, burn. Goodbye, purple tree. Uh-oh, it's rolling. Uh-oh, uh-oh. Merry New Year's, everyone. Well, drove the flatbed home. I found a little idler guy that's stuck on there, and that's the AC compressor back there behind with the shiny bits. My brother took off the pulley to see what was wrong, and you can see those balls in there were the bearings. I'm pretty sure they should go all the way around. There's a second set back in there, or maybe that's the same set that's jammed in there. He's gonna pull it off and see. But also, half that belt's gone. It was jumped up on the lip there. So I think this idler was letting it loose and jumping up on the edge. So almost shredded all the way, but held on, got us home. Well, now that I have the broken AC on the flatbed, I figured I'd finally break into my AC stuff, which was in a box, which is in a box, with boxes in a bag. But this is the pump for backing down, putting vacuum in there, and these are the gauges for everything. I think I need those, and the refrigerant machine, refrigerant recovery machine to break it down. Ooh, shiny. Well, so I'm rewatching the video that I found for the guy actually using all this stuff to get it done. And he was saying the first step is if you have a new tank, which you do, that's empty, then you want to put a vacuum on it and run it for an hour or two. So, and I guess it doesn't matter, the pump can be fine so long as it's oiled. So I'm going to get all these things set up. I put my manifold gauge together, I need to figure out the routing, this needs oil in it, and I need to find my tank, back that down for a long time, then I can start running this evacuation pump. I think you just run it real slow for also an hour or two, and you take it off, because the way air conditioning works, I guess, I'm a little new to this, but it goes liquid to gas, and there's an evaporator and a condenser, and I think just fluid dynamics things, thermodynamics, I don't know, some sort of dynamics. The act of changing from a liquid to a gas gives off heat in the opposite, or coolant, I don't know, somehow that's the things. But if you take it from the gas side, then this thing can pull it out nice and slow like, and then you don't get the oil out of the system because there's oil and refrigerant. This doesn't have an oil separator. Hey, it's a whole thing. I can put the video in the description, or the link to that video, for some more helpful tips and tricks. I don't really know anything that I'm doing. I'm just gonna follow this guy's steps and see if it works. And it seems like it should. So I'm gonna get these things ready to roll. It starts vacuuming, putting a vacuum, and cleaning out any contaminant gunk and air out of the tank, which is somewhere around here. Oiled. All right, I think I'm doing this right. Pump to the blue line. I'm a little unclear if it matters what I do with those, and I think this needs to be closed. And now this is steaming. Which is interesting, it's making a weird noise. Maybe I should turn it off. But, so then this will get sucked down and cleaned out and run for a long time. And then I can run that recovery machine on the actual. It was unclear if it was a triple square or a poly drive, long one. So we'll see if we have what we need. Hey, there it is. Cracked loose. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. What's it look like? What's it look like? Oh. So those two. so stuck them. Weird. The janky hoses and stuff are causing a problem for getting things apart, you think? Yeah, is that binding it up over there? Where's that? Hey, there it is. Alright. Oh.
Hello.
Hey, guys. Dual red cam.
That cute little guy.
Wait. What are these guys? Tasers? Cam. That's a cam. Why is it half the cam? Oh. Cool. So there's the intake. That's the exhaust. Intake. Exhaust. Turbo.
Clean, huh?
It's pretty clean. It's not bad. The last couple that we did are just soot. The Fords, the 90s Fords, are just feel like sand in there. Just caked on everything.
Low blower. It's not too crazy.
Not too crazy. I think these are pretty stout. Oh, interesting. Yeah, and then they got the little shiny rock whatever. What are those? Guides?
Yeah.
The cam roller thingies that they roll on for the top of the valves. Underneath. Yeah, what are those? Oh. Cam things. Overhead cam things. I've been talked into doing a compression test to verify that it's the top cover or the head gasket first. Whatever. Yeah. So we're second guessing all of my diag from a year and a half ago on this. So we're gonna double check all the things and start fresh and not jump to conclusions. Get a baseline reference point, which I think I did. In my defense, I think I did some testing. I don't think I did a compression test. I definitely pressure tested it, but we're gonna pressure test the coolant. And we're gonna do a compression test. And that'll be quick. It'll be fine. Get a baseline, see where we're at. It'll be great. Oh, and that's why I did the cause I've done on this, I think I did the radiator, because it was leaking. When I pressure tested it, I did oil cooler, because there's oil in the coolant. And then I did it again. That one I'm confused on, because I did it again and it didn't fix it. Maybe it did it again and it did fix the oil, but it didn't fix the coolant leak. And I also did the timing belt because I was already doing the radiator. And
What number was the belts on these?
150? 150? I figured it had never been done. And I was probably right. Turn that off so we could hear pressure leaks. And it's a sweet relief of silence. There's no way that leak was leaking the whole time, and I just didn't bother to double check that it wasn't leaking somewhere. I was like, oh, it's the head gasket. There's no way, but there's a hard line down there that's just spraying water out below once we put it under pressure.
If so, don't tell the tubes.
No, tubes can't know. My mistake. What, though, for being a German car, there is quite a bit of room, and you can actually access things pretty dang well in here. It's really not that bad, which is nice. All right, let's see if that fitting comes up. Oh, there you go, easy peasy.
Is this the O-ring? Yeah.
Oh, it's just got a little O-ring there. Theoretically, that might just be all that's leaking. And if that is all that was leaking, and that was the only reason why I stopped driving this a year and a half ago, I'd be mad, but I'm just gonna pretend like it was something else and it was a big deal. No, it can't. I can't. If we don't do a head gasket now, we just need to do the head gasket to make myself look good.
No. We'll have bonus time to do.
Bonus time. Oh, we can lift it. Cut it. Yeah. And then we're going to pressure test it again, which I've done before in my defense. But, yeah.
It's too small of an O-ring.
Apparently it's too small of an O-ring. It's leaking immediately. Sad. Well, let's see if we can... yeah. Let's see if we can stuff that bigger one in there, I guess. Well, no, besides, on the O-ring, it's definitely going to work now. For sure. This whole back, this where this is, and that shiny bit, and that plug, and the end of this hard line all come together on the back of the head, and that's where the coolant goes into the head to cool it. Apparently that's a common crack area. There's another O-ring on the head side, which looks like it's leaking, so we're going to pull that out, see if we can replace that O-ring too, and fix the whole thing. Otherwise, I'm going to order a whole new little assembly thing, because apparently those are prone to cracking and leaking. But I can get an aluminum one, which is fun. And then we also gotta check the compression because we have all these cylinders out, or all these spark plugs out. Well, so as we were taking these bolts apart, you can see, oh, can you see? Let me turn it that way. Right here, pointing at the right spot. Right there, under my shadow, and then down right between that crack, there's 2 little bolts. This first one was real tight. The bottom one was loose. I got underneath it and was playing with it, and it didn't even crack loose. So we tightened it back up, and it is losing pressure. So we got 12 psi. I started at 13. It's lost a little bit, so something's still leaking a little bit, but it's a lot better than it was. So we just put it back to see. We just tightened that bolt back up before we took anything else apart to see if it was holding. People say this was a terrible job. This does not look like a terrible job. So hopefully that was on like the Passat or newer, different year or something. But we're getting some levels of things. Well, I sprayed some soapy water on that right there, and that's the edge of the flange, and it was burbling out right there. So didn't get a good enough. O-ring's bad, so we're gonna pull it, see if we can replace the O-ring. That seems like it might work because I think the other one maybe was working that we just replaced with generic O-ring. So we're gonna try it. Also good because that's not the body, that's the O-ring leaking, I think. So that's cool. And now we have so much room. All right, here we go. This was the part that was up against the body of the head. Nice flat O-ring. We're gonna stick a new one in there and see if it fixes it up. And that one on the back doesn't have an O-ring? Oh yeah. Get that, see if it works. All right, new O-ring sticking up a little bit bigger. We'll squish it in, see if it holds. Well, if this holds pressure now, well, and we'll check compression, and then put some magic juice in it, and then yeah, and then we'll just drive it and lift it and do the fun part. Well, it's only been 5 minutes. We put water in it, and now it's holding right a hair above 12, which it was creeping down, not quickly, but going a little bit. So we may have solved that issue. Should we put it back together and compression test it? All right, time for a compression test. You see it? Yeah. So far, we're getting up in the high 180 to 200 range, which should apparently be around 200. So none of them seem particularly dead, right? So cylinder 1 and 2. Wait, so how is cylinder 1 so far all over the place? That's great. Yeah, we're scratching that one. Even still, 164 to 158 to 140. That's a big decline. But 2 was never over 140. So that's real low compared to 200. Do you think that to do a oil test, does it need to be the engine-specific oil? Does it need to be synthetic, full synthetic German? No, those are coolants anyway. Does you think coolant will work? Oh, that's oil. Walmart brand 1030 is the preferred compression test oil.
5 mils in there.
5 mils. We're being very precise, scientific-y. All right, so after doing oil on all of them, that puts us at, what we got? 220 on the back ones that were always high. So those went up 20, give or take. And then the other ones also went up 20, but they're at 55, 65. So the relative change is the same. So they're all still kind of out of whack. So we're going to do a leak down test on those front ones. Truth be told, I don't actually know how to do a leak down test, so I'm going to get good educated, which will be handy because I think everything else is low compression too, so it'd probably be good to do on all of these. Goal is to have the valves all closed, so it's a nice closed up cylinder and we can test it, I think. How much pressure do you put in? All of it? Oh, we got. It's kind of like the coolant thing, right? You suck. No, you push. No, I don't know what I'm talking about.
You just have constant pressure on it.
Put pressure on it.
You watch where it's going.
Oh.
And
gauge. I can't remember what's a good pressure, but then you can hear where it's going.
It's going somewhere.
Exhaust.
Number 2 felt like it was dumping out the crankcase / the adjacent cylinder, so we're going to the best one and seeing what that's doing. Because that one had the highest compression, and see if it's if we're doing something wrong or if that one's just really, really dumping. Okay, well, our heads are spinning on this and not exactly sure what's going on in our heads or with the engine exactly. Our leak down tester isn't working quite right, and the gauges are screwed up, so we were just dumping air in there and tracing stuff, and it seems like the gas that's going different places doesn't seem like that crazy. A little hard to tell a priority on stuff. There's a little bit coming out of the tailpipes, a little bit coming out of the adjacent cylinders, which we think would be rings going out through the rings on the bottom and back in. I don't really know. So I think the takeaway from all of this is that it's not that bad, maybe, and we're gonna put it back together and drive it, change the oil. There's water in there, which a little bit on top at least, which might be from us spraying. Oh, we also sprayed water when we depressurized and whatnot too, the coolant. There's some water moving around there. I don't know. We're gonna clean it out, change the oil, and get some more info that it's not a 1.5 years old. And in the meantime, we're going to let our brains rest a little bit and play with a different thing with sensitive noise stuff and try to get the power stroke started and play around with unplugging injectors and see if it changes and makes it sound different. Well, / we can trace what cylinders are missing.